Hello, everybody. Welcome Sunday night, 9 o'clock. It's been a crazy weekend. I'm sure you all have had a great weekend as well. And I wanted to come to you. I threw out a challenge this week to anyone that thought that they had it in them to sponsor a child through Team World Vision. And anyone that was willing to sponsor a child through Team World Vision, that I would offer my hair as a sacrifice to making that happen. And something very interesting has happened, something quite magical actually, and inspiring, which is it didn't just stop with one person saying that they wanted to sponsor and they wanted to be the one to help shave my head. What actually happened is we had a whole series of events occur where one person made a commitment, jumped out and said, I would love to sponsor a child. I want to see Corey embarrassed. We want to see Corey without his hair. But instead of saying, I want the right and the opportunity to do that exclusively for me, he made a commitment and a challenge to throw it back out to others and to challenge them to match what he had done. And so Daryl Kidd in Arizona, someone that I have worked with, he's part of the CAPS program that I'm a part of. He's a part of the affiliate program in the Phoenix, Arizona area, agreed and sponsored a child. And let's see, he sponsored, and I'm probably going to butcher the pronunciation, he sponsored Edwina Herminio, and basically has now given him a chance to pull himself out of poverty, which is awesome. And so Daryl then threw the challenge back out and said, if anyone else is willing to match my sponsorship, then I will pass the baton and let them be the ones to be a part of shaving Corey's head. So then I threw that out, and interestingly enough, in very short order, had a wonderful person step forward and say that they would like to sponsor a child for Team World Vision and be the second sponsor around the challenge of my hair. And that person would like to remain anonymous, but has generously sponsored a child, worked with family this weekend to identify a child that spoke to them, a 6-year-old who is being raised by her grandmother, and that is Nelvi. And I believe, I'm trying to remember if Nelvi's in the Congo. I think Nelvi is somewhere in Africa. And so I got confirmation of that just an hour ago. So we received, as of an hour ago, 2 sponsorships for this challenge of offering up my hair as a sacrifice for children in need. Now, it doesn't just stop there. What's interesting is that person said, you know, I love the idea of you having your head shaved for the cause and, you know, kind of seeing that play out, but I would like to pass it forward again and see if anyone else would be willing to help either raise some funds or to sponsor yet another child to see how far we can make this go. And so I threw that as kind of a third challenge out on the kind of knowing that the second sponsorship was coming. I threw out again this weekend, is anyone out there want the right to take the shears and be a part of this and get a third child supported and sponsored? And coming right down to the wire, we had a third child sponsored. And this happened literally as I was about to go live at 9 o'clock. It's why I came on a few minutes late. But we were able, through the generosity of Terry Huey, who has now sponsored her, she and her family have sponsored Ismail and have helped rescue another child and give them a chance to pull themselves out of poverty. And that makes 3 sponsored children in 3 or 4 days now as a part of this challenge. I had no idea that my hair had such value. If I had known that, I would have tried this a long time ago. So to Terry, to Daryl, to the others that have sponsored children as part of this drive through World Vision and through the work that I've been trying to do to do some sacrifice and running these ridiculously long races. It is feeling more and more like it's been worth it to go through this effort. So as we stand today, I had mentioned a few weeks ago that my wife and I, Susan and I, had committed over the course of the next year to try to get a big number of children sponsored. We actually were targeting 60 children sponsored. When you sponsor a child, what happens is you are providing dedicated support to their community. It helps them get access to clean water wells. It gets them education supplies. Sometimes it means completely reforming and reconstructing their school. It means health benefits to them, clinics, cleaner areas in which they can get their care. It really is transformational. And so it is a sacrifice. People are signing up to contribute $39 a month to get support to these kiddos in their communities. But I have to tell you, it is transformational. And for the costs, for something that would mean one less week of Starbucks or one night out that you instead stay home and have a meal at home, you are changing lives, absolutely changing lives. And so I was all set to write these new sponsored children on my race jersey. I am headed out to Oregon this week for the Hood to Coast Relay. This will be the first time I will get to sport my new orange jersey, in which I have written the children that have been sponsored as a result of our efforts. You can see many of their names here. I am going to be adding the next three, Ismael, Nelvi, and Edwina Hermino, onto this. So they will be on my back as I run. Hood to Coast is a crazy 197-mile relay race that starts at Mount Hood, and you run from Mount Hood east to Portland, and then from Portland you continue on until you reach the Pacific Ocean. 197 miles. Our relay team, it will take us probably around 32 hours to complete this race. It is nonstop, so a lot of the running will happen in the dark. We'll be in 2 vans. They will stink and reek to high heaven by the time we're done. And so it is awesome to have this challenge and to have it kind of coming to a head here on Sunday night before we leave Thursday to go and take on this challenge of running nearly 200 miles to support kids and get them clean water. So I'm going to live up to my end of the bargain. I am going to pledge here tonight to shave off this hair and to go quite a bit shorter than I am now. I've got quite a bit on mop on top of my head here. The challenge that we are running into, and so we are going to keep tabs on this, is my wife Susan, who would be a great person to shave my head, is actually still working to get our kids to bed. So I've got a couple of options. One is for basically for me to kind of wrap up in thanking you and kind of reiterating what great work people have done to support this cause, and to make a pitch for any of you to become sponsors of children. To do that, I would love to get you signed up and find a way to pay it forward, to pay you back. I'm willing to do crazy things, so if you think of something that would be interesting that you'd like me to do, to embarrass myself or to do something that inspires you, I would be all over that. So if you're watching and you've been thinking about helping, Sarah Moat, hello, how are you? Seeing a good number of friends on here tonight, it's exciting. So if any of you are wondering how you can get involved, I would love to talk with you and visit with you about what we could do to connect you with a child in need, and you would be basically being a savior to these children. They are desperately looking for help. And for those of you that just want to see my hair go away, good for you. And you're going to get to see it here soon enough. Terry is on. Terry, hello. Terry, everyone, applause, and hearts and likes for Terry. Terry is the one that is making this happen tonight. I was thinking we may end up going into the middle of next week before we would actually shave off this hair, and I didn't know if we were going to get a third sponsor to make that happen, but Terry at the last minute pulled this off for all of us. Shave a stripe down the middle. Oh boy. Well, you know, if Susan, my wife, doesn't get down from getting the kids taken care of, then I may have to start this process myself. I don't know how that's going to go, but that could be really entertaining for all of us. I'm also thinking I probably will need to move the phone, kind of the camera and everything into the kitchen where the hair will hit the hardwood and not hit the carpet. So as we're waiting for my wife to get down here and potentially fire up the old hair shears here, any other recommendations? Rebecca, you know what? Maybe you should come over here if you're available. Rebecca is a hairstylist by trade. She would have this down no problem. Susan would probably say yes to that as well. I'm not sure how excited Susan is to shave my head here. Rebecca, I don't even know where you live. You live in Lenexa? You can't be that far away. We're out in Western Shawnee. So I'm looking for, while we're waiting here, I'm looking for feedback. I'm looking for suggestions on what I should be doing. And I'm trying to scroll here so I can see comments. Daryl is on our Hood to Coast team. Daryl, we have not met in person. I'm really looking forward to being a part of the team with you. And he's saying bring a hat and some sunblock. Yeah, I'm definitely going to wear a hat for Hood to Coast. Not going to let any sunburn happen here. Let's see. Terry says, just kidding. No stripe down the middle? I was considering it there. Any other thoughts around what we should do here before we just take it completely out? It's been, you know, I've only done it once. I've only shaved my head down to a really short buzz cut once in my life. For those of you that have known me for a long time, I see Barry Hudnall from high school is on here. I can't see the full list of who's on. I see that we have 15 people watching, which is awesome. But those that have known me for a long time, this has basically been my hairstyle all the way. I did shave my head down, gosh, it was right after college, and it was for a basketball tournament that we were going to play in. We just thought it would be fun. So, Joe DeManlig, how are you? Terry wants a mohawk. Rebecca says do a 1 guard. Rebecca, I think I've got it on a 2. Is that going to be too long? You think I should go to a 1? I really do need someone that knows what in the heck they're doing. I see Aaron Claycamp is on. Hello. Pastor Stephen is on. So, Claycamps, you're close enough to come over and shave this off. I don't know if you have any desire to do that. The Claycamps supported the race last year with a donation, which was awesome. In fact, Aaron won a challenge that I threw out to, Joseph says a 2 is definitely too long. Okay. The Claycamps won a challenge I threw out last year to make a donation towards the end, right near the race. And Aaron got a sweet a sweet Team World Vision hoodie as a result of that, which she wore during the Kansas City Marathon 2 years ago, which was awesome. Gonna have to go at least a 1. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to go get a different attachment then. All right. Okay. Well, I don't know, as we're waiting here, and I'm seeing some text messages coming in from some of our friends in Chicago at the Team World Vision office that are excited to watch this all play out. So it's good that we're waiting here a few minutes so that we can get everyone on that wants to see this. So just wanted to talk a little bit while we're waiting here. You know, someone asked me recently, actually I've had a couple of people ask me what my role is with World Vision and why, kind of my why. Why am I doing this? What's my motivation? It seems a little crazy on the surface. And so I wanted to address that and just tell you a little bit more of the story of why I'm doing this. So first of all, I didn't know really anything about Team World Vision as recently as 2.5 years ago. And I had a friend of mine who started talking to me about that, what it was, and I was toying with the idea of trying to run a marathon, but had no thought about, should we let Jack be part of the fun? Well, I don't know. Is Jack completely awake? If so, I guess that's okay, although Noelle might be upset that she wasn't a part of it. So Mom, you figure that one out. So anyway, I was toying around with the idea of running a marathon, but I didn't have any thought around a cause, of doing it for a cause. And I got connected to, a friend of mine connected me to World Vision, Team World Vision, and I heard that they had these great group runs, and that was appealing to me. And so I started showing up to these group runs, and the craziest thing happened. I got so motivated and I was so inspired by the people that were part of this group. All of them that showed up to these group runs were just, they're your neighbors, they're your folks that go to your church with you. None of them worked directly for World Vision. They were volunteering, they were trying to get in shape, but they were also trying to do something for a bigger purpose. And to share a personal story, it was a time in my life where I was struggling to connect. And it was so powerful to see so many people trying to use free time in a way that served a greater purpose. And I came to realize over the course of training for my first race that I had spent a whole lot of my free time distracting myself, trying to have fun, trying to do things that were entertaining, trying to be around as many people as possible, to build as many friendships as possible. But it was all a distraction. And I didn't have anything, I shouldn't say I didn't have anything, but I was struggling to find something that had more meaning to me. And when I connected to World Vision and I started running, I saw the work that was happening. I saw the power of lifting these children out of poverty. And I was blown away by what a little bit of effort on the part of one person, and then that one person connecting with two and connecting with four, and then finding a whole group of people in Kansas City that cared about this, and then connecting to people in Chicago that cared about this. And then this just built on itself. So I ran the Kansas City Marathon 2 years ago. I was blown away by the crowd support for Team World Vision, the number of people that cared about this. And I mean, it was emotional. And I finished that race and I checked off the bucket list running a marathon, which I thought would be it. And I got about a week past running the marathon and I missed it so much. I missed the community. I missed the cause. I just knew I had to do this again. And so I talked to my wife and she said, "Oh my gosh, you're going to be training for hours and hours and hours again. Like, what in the world are you doing to us as a family?" And so I backed off of it. But after a few months, we talked about Chicago and going to see that marathon. That's where Team World Vision started, being around more people that cared about this cause and trying to do good work. And didn't take long before we were all in on that. And went up there, and it was unbelievable the number of people that were supporting this cause of pulling children out of poverty and getting them access to something as simple as clean water, which we all take for granted here in the United States. And then this year it's been even more powerful because I've met people who have, including, I see Laura just jumped on, Laura Russell, people who have actually gone over to Africa and people who have gone over to Africa and to Latin America and have seen the work that has been done by World Vision. They come back and they share the stories of what they've seen and the impact on their own sponsored children. They've gotten to meet their own sponsored children, which is something that we, Susan and I, would really love to do, is to figure out a way to get over and meet these children that we've sponsored. We sponsor 2 kids now. If there was, and that's something that we're thinking about for next year, is to actually get over there and see this, because it becomes much more real. There are so many charities and organizations out there that talk about, give the price of a cup of coffee a day to help this child or this community, but it's really hard to know sometimes, what does that mean? Is it really getting where it needs to get? Are these children really being impacted by what I do? And I have heard countless times from people that work with World Vision, and we've seen it in the way that we've communicated through letters and emails and gifts with our sponsor kids, that they are getting our messages, they are sending messages back, and that their community is getting the support that they need. So it is so heartwarming and heartfelt, and it has completely changed. I can tell you this, it has completely changed the way that Susan and I view how we spend our time, the life that we're trying to live, and also being role models for our kids and doing a better job of that and getting them involved in this. The two sponsor kids that we took on here a couple of years ago share birthdays with our kids, and so they get to see the comparison of where they started their lives compared to where these other children started their lives, and the differences. Not that they aren't happy, not that they aren't thankful for what they have and grateful for what they have, the children in Africa, but for our kids to see that it's important to be grateful for the simple things and what we do have, and not always think about what we do not have, like the latest toy or the biggest birthday bash ever, or whatever the thought of the day is for an 8-year-old and a 5-year-old. So that's why I do what I do. That's why I'm going to be pushing really hard over the next year with Susan. The two of us are going to push hard to see if there are others out there feeling this cause, because we really do want to see if we can get 60 children sponsored. So a recap for those that just joined us, we had 3 sponsorships come in the last 4 days, which means that at some point here later tonight, if it happens, hopefully it's going to happen here in a few minutes, but if not, I may have to set another time and have you come back and join. We're going to be shaving the old hair off tonight. But with the 3 sponsorships that came in here in the last week, and I'm going to look here at my jersey to make sure I've got this right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's see, we have 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have 12 kids that have been sponsored. 12 kids that have been sponsored since we started this journey between myself and Susan, my wife. So we're 1/5 of the way there, which is unbelievable. It's just inspiring. I think about what that means. I mean, if my 8-year-old had a big birthday party here at our house, or some kind of a water party or something, I mean, it might be every single one of those kids would be a representation of those kids that are getting support now. And you've probably seen the pictures. I posted them. The water that these kids drink is just abhorrent. They have no choice. These families have no choice, but they walk for miles and miles to a pond or to a stream that is severely contaminated. And then they haul this water back and they use it for everything that they need, including drinking the water, because they're thirsty. They need water to live, but they're contracting all kinds of disease. They're getting diarrhea, severe diarrhea. The stat that just breaks my heart is that in the communities that don't have a clean water well, by the age of 5, half of the children have died of diarrhea and dehydration. Half. So, when I think about our kids, we have 2 daughters. I mean, that would mean that one of our daughters by this age would not be with us anymore. And it's hard for me to fathom that. So that's why I post so much about this. That's why I may be annoying at times with how much I get on and go on video or share stories or ask directly for support. I certainly understand there are lots of causes out there. I understand that people are in different financial situations and we all have to take care of our own. And that is absolutely the way it should be. And I will never pester someone that has told me they can't do it. But I've just kind of decided that, strangely enough, I'm kind of a missionary now for this, and I'm not doing my job if I don't ask. And so I'm just going to keep asking, and if people say it's not for them, I'll move along. I'll always be around if that changes. But anyway, I hope no one sees fault in me asking you directly if you could help with this. I just know that it's so important. So that's my that's my why. I didn't really know I was going to get into this, and now I am, and I am all in. And I don't know where this ride is going to end, but I'm hoping by the time we get out to Oregon, I'm obviously going to have a lot less hair, and maybe we'll have a few more child sponsorships. We've got some people on watching now that maybe have considered this or would like to consider this. I would love to have you on the team. The one thing that I do, if you just joined, is if you do sponsor a child through World Vision, I write the name of the child on the back of my racing jersey. And this jersey has never been worn in a race. I just bought this new for this year, but I will be breaking this out for the first time at the Hood to Coast Relay, which starts on Friday out in Oregon. We're going to run from Mount Hood to the Pacific Ocean. It's 197 miles, and so our team will run that in about 32 hours, nonstop through the night. And I will be, I've got to decide which leg, but one of the legs of my race, I'm going to wear this jersey, and I will have all of your sponsor children on my back. They will get to hop on my back and ride through part of this race as a tribute to the fact that they are special, they are loved, and they're going to get the support that they need, which is so cool and awesome. So I'd love to add, I'm going to add the 3 that we just got on here. Ismail, which was brought to us by Terry. Thank you, Terry. Nelby, through an anonymous sponsor, and Edwina Herminino. I'm still struggling with that name, from our friend Daryl Kidd out in Arizona. So we'll get those names on there. Man, it would be awesome to get 1 or 2 more tonight as part of you getting to watch this entertaining hair shaving event. So maybe a quick snap poll for those that are on with us right now. We've got a couple of ways we could do this. Would you like, I'll give you 3 choices and you can comment and let me know. Choice 1 would be that we set a new time, let's say 10 o'clock, to come back on and we just shave it all off right then and there, and we can get some more people on perhaps by promoting that at 10 o'clock it's definitely going down. Option 2 would be that we call over one of our stylist friends in the neighborhood. That could be our friend Rebecca, who is part of the Team World Vision team, to come over here. We could have one of our neighbors who I think would be more than happy to help out come over and do this here in the next few minutes. Or option 3 would be kind of a hybrid, which would be have me take a hack out of my hair right now as a sacrifice and entertainment, and then we'll take a patch out and then come back on when Susan can come down and shave it all off. So what do you guys think? What option suits you? I want to make this as interactive as possible. Right now. I don't know that I can shave the whole thing right now. I might be able to do a little bit right now, Aubrey, but I realize people are ready. It's 9:30, and I really am not trying to tease you. I just need to find someone who can help me make this happen here. I'm gonna have to reposition the camera. I'm gonna have to go get a different attachment because I've heard that the 2 attachment is not good enough. Rebecca's in her jammies. Well, you can come over in your jammies. I mean, assuming you're decent. That doesn't bother Susan or I don't think. Let's see. Hey, Alyssa's on. Hello, Alyssa. You are just in time. Close to Missy's bedtime. Yeah. So what I'm hearing is we might need to get started here and then let Susan finish it off here in a little bit. You think I have the skills to actually pull this off on my own? Has anyone out there shaved their head by themselves before? I honestly don't know how this is really going to work. Just part of the fun, I guess. Oh, Rebecca is very confident in me. Isn't that wonderful? Well, I guess I can get her started. And then we will have Susan come and try to fix up whatever patching I'm doing. Dennis Freeman. Hello, Dennis. How are you? Dennis invited us to roller derby last night in KCK. That was amazing. I have never seen such violence in my life. Co-ed roller derby. Go from okay, I'm getting instructions from our stylist here. Go from forehead back. Well, everybody's going crazy here. Forehead back and then up the sides and back. Up the side. Oh, up like towards the top of my head and then back. So you're kind of going like forward, back, and then up the sides and back like that, you mean? One guard on. Well, I got to go get the one guard. This is complicated. I think I'm going to take the, let's see, how am I going to do this? I'm going to take the phone. We're on a little tripod here. All right, Rebecca's giving me good advice. So we're going to be on the move here. Hope you guys don't mind looking at a messy house as we walk. Okay, we gotta be quiet. This is virtual reality. Okay, so we're in the bathroom here. Zero guard. Justin, come on now. How are you? That's a high school friend. Okay, I'm looking. Let's see what we got here. I really have no idea what I'm doing. Okay. Number one. Yeah, I'm getting nervous too, Terry. Don't forget who made this happen tonight. Okay. Let's see. All right, Rebecca. Does that look right? Does that look right? It says 1. Elementary school, that's right. Hey, Justin, do you remember the Franklin Smith fight song? Franklin Smith Elementary fight song? Yeah, it broke. Yes, I remember when I broke my femur too. That was not much fun. Do you remember the song that, the fight song? The tune that was used for the fight song? Yes, we had an elementary fight song, by the way. All right, I'm trying to see if the lighting's going to work. I'm coming over to the kitchen so I can sweep up the hair. I guess I'll just do it standing up. Everybody still with me? Ah! The bright light there. Okay, give me a second here. I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing. Mr. Clean. No, it wasn't Mr. Clean. So it was to the tune of "You're a Grand Old Flag," and the song, the elementary school fight song, was "You're a Grand Old School." Do you remember this? And there were lyrics. Like there were full lyrics for this thing. I don't know how we came about to have an elementary school song. Okay, I think we're getting there, guys. Is everybody still with me? Let's see how we can do this so you get some good light. I'm using Susan's professional camera stuff, so I'm trying to. Yep. There, how's that? Can you guys see me okay? Look at all this hair. Just curious, I know we've inspired 3 people to become sponsors by offering this fine feathered mess up to the clean water gods. Has any of this discussion to this point inspired anyone else to sponsor a child through Team World Vision? If so, I will give a shout out and we will come up with some awesome thing for me to do for you as a result of doing that while we're shaving this hair. Look at all this hair. I mean, my God, I need to get haircuts more often. I mean, this is like full-on pompadour, don't you think? Joe Caldwell, hello. Joe, I've got a little guy named Lawrence that needs to be sponsored, and you live in Lawrence, and you're a KU fan. What do you think? Joe has been a great supporter of Team World Vision. He is, every race I've run, he has made a donation. So he is awesome. I consider him a water warrior. And I know he loves water because he has a daughter that swims. All right, Now I got to find the shears. I just had them. Hold on 1 second. We are really close here to starting this process. Okay, hold on 1 second. Be right back. I also got to figure out how to plug this in so that I can actually reach. All right, so I have trouble seeing who is on while I'm doing the live. Let me see if I can. Oh, here we go. All right, so I see mother-in-law Peg Newton, Rebecca, Brett, Amy across the street. You could always come over here, Amy, if you wanted. Pam Draper, hello, Pam. Joe, Brady Simmons, who has been a donor to our races. Heather, sister-in-law Heather, Dennis, Justin, Terry, Missy. Okay. All right, I think we may have some others. So anyone else who's on, if you haven't commented in a while, say something right now so I know that you're on. Pam Evans is on. Boy, people are cutting it close, but they're getting here just in time. All right, you guys ready? Who else is on here? We got any of our Team World Vision friends on? Brett, has your beard gone away yet? Carol, hello Carol. Boy, people at work are going to be really surprised. Oh, good. So Terry is sharing this on her page. That's awesome. That's another way to raise awareness of what we're doing. And for anyone who has jumped on, there's Missy. Hello, Missy. For anyone who is just getting on, who's joining through Terry's page, Terry is actually the reason that this is about to happen. She just sponsored a child through Team World Vision. And that means that this child will get access to clean water, and their community will get access to clean water, to some education benefits and healthcare. And so I threw out a challenge to see if we could get a third child sponsored here in the last week. And she came in right at the end, under the wire, and made it happen, which is awesome. So give Terry some love for what she did. Okay, Brett. Oh. Brett has trying to get his beard shaved. Oh, fantastic, Dennis. That is awesome. Dennis Freeman is Jack's soccer coach, 5-year-old soccer. And Jana and Dennis are awesome people. We love hanging out with them. We probably will hang out more and more the more chances we get. And they have a daughter, their older daughter, who is in the roller derby. And we got to see that last night. It was awesome. Down at Memorial Hall. Who in Kansas City has been to Memorial Hall, and how long ago was it? Because I remember, we walked in, and I was like a throwback, and I remember going there in 1994 to see Megadeth in concert. That's how long ago it was. And that place hasn't changed a lick. So please feel free to share, if you're from Kansas City, share your favorite Memorial Hall memory. Jason Reeder, hello. How are you, my good friend from Indiana? I'm going all like Hoosier in the day here. I'm about to shave these locks off. Rebecca loves the roller derby. Fantastic. So Dennis and Jana, it would be awesome for you to sponsor a child. I will send you a message after with information on how to do that. There are lots of different ways you can search to do that. What's Carol doing? Carol, you're raising your hand. Does that mean you're raising your hand to say you're here? Or are you signifying something else? Rock legend. Okay, so Dennis, I'll send you the information. There are lots of ways to match up with kids. You can just kind of search and read their stories, or you can match up through like the birthdays of your kids and find a child that was born the same day, or you can search by, roller derby, yeah. All that good stuff. Maybe we should do Carol's with our church. Maybe we should do a church outing to the roller derby. That could be fun. Okay, it's 9:45. We've waited long enough. Are we ready? All right. Susan, kiss the hair goodbye. All right, here we go. Oh my gosh. It's so thick you can't even see it. Woo! Oh my God. Look at that. Oh my word. Look at that. That is amazing. Can I take a picture while it's going Facebook Live? This would be an amazing profile picture right here. Let's see. Can I do it? Oh, I did. I took a picture. All right. Brandon Lloyd, hello. You're just in time. Oh. Look at it. Oh my gosh. You should see all the hair on the floor. Look at this. Look at this. Things I do for clean water. All right. Have you ever tried shaving your head in a reverse mirror? Like that's what this looks like. I'm trying to do it, but it's opposite. It's opposite of what I think it's going to be. Oh, this is amazing. Oh, should I go to work like this tomorrow? Hey Hansel, what do you think? Hey, I don't know, Aaron Claycamp, if you're on, or someone that is from the neighborhood, will you, it's too late for Addie to see, but will you see if maybe Diane or Janelle is on? That part of this too is we've got a friend in the neighborhood whose daughter has alopecia, and they needed to shave her head down to kind of even things out. And anyway, she shaved her head this weekend, and there were a whole lot of people who showed up and had part of their head shaved for the cause. Oh my gosh. This is... So anyway, it would be cool for them to... I'm going to try and see if I can get over to see Addie before this is all said and done. Because one of the things I thought about doing was getting over there and shaving it with her. But then she had so many people that showed up to support her. This would have just been a distraction. Rebecca, if you're still on, how am I doing here? This is kind of liberating in a crazed sense. Take it up on the sides, not back. Up on the sides. Like that. I look like I could be in some kind of weird metal band here. You're right, I saved myself 25 bucks. I should probably just donate my haircut, normal haircut charge back to Team World Vision, huh? Ear upwards. It's hard to know. Look at this. It's hard to see what I'm doing here. My gosh, this is amazing. So, let me stop here for a second. I realize this is not a finished product. I want people to know that are tuning in right now why I'm doing this. This is for supporting clean water in Africa and in some other countries that lack clean water access. And so I challenged my friends to see if we could get children sponsored. And as part of that, time for some Judas Priest karaoke. That's right. So as part of that, I said I would shave my head if we could get a child sponsored before I left for Hood to Coast, which is a long relay I'm running next week. And we were able to get a number of children, actually 3 children sponsored. I'm trying, it looks like we got another one, a 4th today on this live stream from Dennis Freeman. Thank you, Dennis, for committing to that. If anyone else just thinks this is the most hilarious thing you've ever seen, which has got to be, I mean, look at this hair, then I would love to have you as a sponsor for a child in need in Africa. What your sponsorship would allow would be getting children access to clean water wells. As I keep trying to shave my head here. Access to clean water, they don't have that right now. Education, healthcare is all part of the deal to help them. And so I would love to have a few more of you step up. It starts at $39. It is a monthly support that you provide, but you can certainly change out of that at any point in time. And if it becomes too overwhelming or you've got other things that you are committed to, but it is a fantastic way to really help people around the world that are in desperate need. So yeah, Rebecca, I'm so aerodynamic. I really feel like I'm missing a stylist help here. How do I, as my own person doing this, get and shave it from behind? Do I just go from my neck and try to go up? I mean, I can't see a darn thing. Definitely streamlined. This is not easy to figure out. Woo! I felt a big clump go off the back there. I don't know if the Webbers are on. Kyle and Jenna Weber. Kyle shaved his head here a few weeks ago, although I asked them what setting they used and they said a 2. And you all convinced me that I needed to go with a 1, and that is really short. So start at the nape and go straight up. Oh geez. Oh my. Oh my gosh. How did that look on camera? There's a lot of hair. Oh lordy. Turn around so we can see the back. I mean, this is like 5 pounds I'm losing here. New weight loss strategy. I'm not sure I want you to see the back. There have got to be just pockets of this that are... What's funny too is the people that I work for at the Blue Valley School District, not all of them know that I'm doing this, I don't think. Here, I need to take my glasses off. Might be easier if I can't see what I'm doing. I guess it's hard to go wrong though, right? I mean, it's got the safeguard on it. You guys want to see the hair on the floor? Yeah, the girls are gonna... I don't think the girls are gonna be real happy with me. So the back is still kind of clumpy. Oh my gosh. So can you see the floor? I mean, it is it is something else. So yeah, trying to get kids sponsored through Team World Vision. It's important work. Important enough to do this. Man, this is short. I feel like I'm from the future. So anyone else that would be would like to join this challenge? One of the things I mentioned earlier is that I am writing the names of the sponsored kids that come in over the next couple of days on my racing jersey. Yeah, ready to enlist, exactly. Rebecca, how am I doing? We've got a stylist on. Official Team World Vision stylist. Holy smokes. So if anyone else out there is interested, I would love to talk to you about child sponsorship. We sponsor 2 kids. They are awesome. We get to communicate with them. Go over and behind that left ear. This one? This one. My left or your left? Over and behind. I'm doing both. How about that? Like that? I think back here I'm still, it feels pretty smooth though, I gotta tell you. Yeah, work's gonna be a shocker tomorrow. Go up. Well, I need to go up back here, don't I? So sponsoring a child is awesome. So we've got 2 sponsor kids. Our kids get to communicate with them. They write them letters. We get updates on how they're doing. Sometimes they send videos of them, although we don't really understand the language they speak. It's fun to see them doing their thing. Clippers always go up. Well, that's good to know. You really should have just come over and done this. We'd be done by now. Although I'm not sure you would have had quite as much entertainment. Sell your unused hair products on Team World Vision. I don't use any hair product. That pompadour is all natural. It comes from just growing my hair out and not caring. All right, boy, that feels awfully smooth sailing. What do you think? How are we looking? So yeah, if anyone who's on would like to sponsor a child through Team World Vision, I would welcome that. I would love that. Our family would love that. And it's such a great cause. Such a great cause that I just shaved my head for it, which, not that I am crazy about my hair or anything like that, but I do enjoy having hair. And now I don't have any hair, really. So it looks like I still got a little patch over here to get. But yeah, I would love to have you join the cause. I call people that support this cause with me and are along with me for the betterment of kids, my water warriors. And there is plenty of room for water warriors. What do you think, Rebecca? How'd I do? I can always have Susan go over it one more time, I guess. What do you think? Is anyone else? So those that just joined, just shaved my head. It feels super smooth up here. I've got a few little patches, I think. Got a few patches maybe, but otherwise I think it's pretty good. Just shaved my head. The reason I did is supporting clean water for children that are less fortunate than our kids. And we are about to run a long relay race this week in Oregon to support the cause. And I am trying with my wife Susan to get as many kids sponsored as possible between now and, well, really over the next year. But we're trying to use the races, this Hood to Coast relay, which is 197 miles from Mount Hood to the Pacific Ocean, which is going to start on Friday morning this week. We head out on Thursday. And then I'm running the Kansas City Marathon in October, all for the cause of clean water and Team World Vision. And so as part of that, I would love, love, love to have you and your family think about, pray over the idea of sponsoring a child. There are countless kids out there, those that are on here that have been a part of this, know that there are so many kids out there in need, and you could be a savior to those children, get them clean water, something we take for granted every single day. And so if me doing crazy things like this is enough to get you to consider sponsoring a child, it is worth it, and I would love to hear from you. Send me a message in the comments if you've watched this, or if you watch it later. You can message me on Facebook. If you have my phone number, you can text me certainly. Whatever it takes to get a hold of me, and I will love to be your guide into sponsorship of a child and make that happen for you. I am at your service. I am happy to do the search for you. Whatever I can do, I am more than happy to do. So, it has been an hour. It has been fun. It has been frightening and scary and nerve-wracking, and I have a big mess on the floor to clean up now. So I'm going to say goodbye. I would like to thank those of you that have sponsored a child, and I'm probably going to miss a name here, and I apologize up front, but I want to thank Teresa Schwab, who has sponsored a child. I'd like to thank Daryl Kidd, who kicked off this hair challenge, Terry, who actually made the head shaving live tonight possible with sponsorship of a child just an hour ago. I would like to thank our anonymous donor over the weekend who sponsored a child. I would like to thank, gosh, I wish I had my list in front of me. Jeff Aiken, who has sponsored a child. Peg and Randy Newton sponsored a child through Susan's page. That was fantastic. Let's see, we have Jessica Avery, Amy Moore. I knew her as Amy DeWeese, who sponsored children. Aubrey Maureen has sponsored a child. There are others. I apologize if I have not listed you out. I think we mentioned them at the beginning, but you all are doing awesome work. You're making a sacrifice, and you're helping children who desperately need the basics in life. And for that, I am eternally grateful to you, and I thank you. So now we wait and see how long it takes for my hair to grow back. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. I guess I don't need to worry about combing my hair in the morning. So thank you. God bless you. Prayers to all of you, and big heartfelt thanks from me. And go Team World Vision. Let's keep plugging away and getting these kids the support they need. Thank you so much. Take care, everybody. Bye now.